folks, welcome ye all to yet another podcast of mine, another Friday. How's caught up with us, people? Yes, it has, and flaggins up to you all, people. It is never going to grow old showing you my flaggins up flaggin, people. Flaggins up to you all. I'm going to have a sip of this and then we'll crack in. Truth be told, half of it has gone now. In prep, people, in prep. Well, here's what happened, right? This is the second podcast I've brought you in 2 weeks, I think. Well, second one of the month. So you've had not one last week, but the week before, I think. That's what we did. And not that, well, there was a few bits of news springing up here, there and everywhere. And I thought, well, that'd be good to talk about. And then I did have a little bit of an itch for a Friday flagging. I haven't been having Friday flaggins every Friday for quite some time. So that's probably why the Flaggins Up Friday videos have slowed down, people. If I'm being totally honest with you. Every now and then I go, I'm not having a Flagging Up Friday, and then I have a Flagging Up Saturday instead, but that's become rare as well. So I kind of, it became a bit rare that I was having Flagging Up Fridays, but I had the itch, people. The sun was shining today, and I was like, oh my goodness me, it feels like spring. It felt like spring inside looking out at the sun, but when I went outside, it was feckin' freezing. So we're looking outside, the sun's kind of dying down now. It's 5 o'clock. Of 5 p.m. on a Friday, people. So when you get this on a Friday, now as it happens, the last one that I did, it took me so long to get it sorted out afterwards. I didn't manage to post up to you until the Saturday, but I will try, and you will know by now with seeing it as to whether or not I've managed it. But I will try and get it up for you tonight. And we do have quite a number of things. There was bits of news popping up everywhere. I wanted to talk about a few bits on the channel again. I wanted to go through the polls. I wanted to do... There was all sorts of things that I thought, you know what? Let's have a chit-chat, people. Let's do a Flaggins Up Friday. Now, if you've clicked on the video due to whatever the thumbnail is that I've made it... made the big tagline, yes, which will be the fact that PlayStation... look like they are not going to be doing exclusives with Bungie, even though they've bought them. We'll talk about it a bit later on. But if you've hit for that tagline, then I will, of course, as always, try and put the time codes for you below so you can skip straight to the part that you're interested in and not have to put up with any of my spraff people that you're not interested in. But I know you lot. And I know you like listening to my spraff. So come on then. Should we crack into it, people, without further ado? So, just to kick off, people, I have now, as of today, pre-ordered Elden Ring. It is pre-ordered, people. It cometh on the 25th, I think it is, isn't it? 25th. Pre-ordered, it's locked in, people. I paid with PayPal, so without going through a whole hoo-ha to get a refund, it's not gonna... it is coming. Now, here's the thing, right? Anyone who's interested in pre-ordering the game, if you are going for a physical copy, much like myself, there is a £179, I think it was, collector's edition, which comes with a big ornament. You get the free soundtrack with it and loads of badges and all sorts, artworks and such like, and a poster as well, I believe. I think there might be an art book with it as well, if I remember rightly. And I've not seen it in this country, but I did see online a premium collector's edition, which is 250 maybe, something like that. You can go and look it up. I saw it in dollars though, to be fair, and it comes not only with the ornament, the big statue, but also with a fecking great helm as well. The same helm that's on the woman in the statue. So I was pretty tempted with the collector's edition just for the statue. I am getting an urge, people, to add to my collectibles collection, but it wasn't quite uber. Well, to some people it'll be awesome, and it is an awesome statue, but it just wasn't tickling my sort of... I've got a saving plan for this year, people, right? I've got a plan, right? It wasn't tickling me enough to break my saving vows, is what I'm going to say. Right? So I did in the end plump for the... Well, here's what happened. Well, here's what it was though. I couldn't find on any of the stores that I was looking at. I was looking at Shop 2, I was looking at Game Collection, and I was looking at Simply Games, which are the three that I always go to if I'm ordering a physical copy. And it's been a while since I ordered a game, to be fair. And all of the descriptions, not one of the descriptions told you what case you were getting with the game. I mean, it was like, because what I hate more than anything, and I've got one downstairs for I think it's the original I think it's the original Tomb Raider remastered. When I say original Tomb Raider, I mean the one that was made for the newer ones, the action ones. It was remastered for PS4, and it came in an art book cover. So like, it's just shit. You can't even display it well because there's nothing else to display it with that looks remotely interesting. It's not. So I do love a steelbook, as you all know if you follow the channel, or just the bog standard case. So steelbook or bog standard case for me. And I could not see anywhere on any of these sites where it described everything apart from what fecking case you were getting. And this is in the launch edition, right? And on the collector's edition, it quite clearly states steelbook and all this other stuff. So I was like, I'm tempted just to spend the money, just to have the steelbook, and then I've got the ornament as well. But anyway, as it was, I did a googly search on it, like you do with these things, and it did say that it does come with a steelbook. The launch edition comes with a steelbook, according to the intrawebs. So I'm going to go, I thought, right, that's fine. As long as it comes with a steelbook, it's fine. As long as I'm happy as long as it's not something that's just weirdly different to those two things, the steelbook or the standard case. So that's fine, because I've got a beautiful, I've shown it in vlogs before, but I've got a beautiful steelbook collection downstairs now, which is growing very nicely. So yeah, super happy with that. The other thing with steelbooks is, and I've mentioned this before, but I'll mention it again because I can. It's my channel and I can do what I like. For anyone that's not heard me say it before, if you get a steelbook, or so far since I've done it, if you get a steelbook for an Xbox and a steelbook for a PlayStation 5 or whatever, you can't tell when you rack them, together like I have in two bookends. They just look like steelbook collection. They don't look. There's nothing on it saying Xbox or PlayStation, or there's no size difference or width difference. They're all the same. So there's this beautiful sort of symmetry about them where you can just display them really nicely. So with the art book holder thing that I got with Tomb Raider, you just couldn't fit it in with anything. So I do love the steelbooks for that. I've got, all of them are actually PlayStation ones, but either they're all PS4, or there's one tucked in there which is Sekiro on the Xbox, which I think I got when I had the Xbox One X. So yeah, but it looks like they just fit together, like you can't tell. So yeah, so I'm super happy. So I've ordered that up. Now here's another thing for you British orderers out there that are still into the physical. Let's get physical, physical. I want to get, God's sake, that's going back a bit, isn't it? Olivia Newton-Bomb, blooming neck fire. Yeah, for those that want to get physical with the editions and not go for the digital, I looked at, as I said earlier, Shop 2, the Game Collection, and Simply Games. The cheapest of all of them was the Game Collection at $44.85, I think it was. And then you had Simply Games at £46 something, and then you had Shop 2 were £50 something, but they have now started charging you for the delivery. Now, I don't know if that's true for all games, right? But usually when I've ordered from Shop 2 in the past, it's just been free delivery. I'm wondering if they've started charging delivery for the Steelbox ones because they're slightly heavier. It's possible. But it was £2 extra. So if I'd got it from... here was the thing, right? Because I thought I might get it from Shop 2. And sometimes, a lot of the time with Shop 2, you can get it a cheeky day early. Because of the way they work their posting, they want to make sure you've got it, and sometimes it pitches up the day before it's meant to come. And that would have given me the opportunity to get some Elden Ring on the channel before a lot of other people could. But, it's one of those games where I thought there's no way in hell, even if it comes a day early, that I'm going to be the first person shoving proper footage of Elden Ring up. I mean, there's so much of the stuff out there anyway from the online beta that they did and all that sort of stuff. And then you'll have all the YouTubers getting codes early for reviews and all that sort of stuff, so they'll be ready to rumble. So it's not like there's any great race to get it up there, so but it can work in your favour though, I have to say. I mean, I have done it in the past with a game I thought was going to be super popular, and it was, but I just happened to shoot my stuff up a bit earlier. Thank you. And I got loads of views for it. So and many awesome people subbing as well. So, but it was one of those things. I thought, I'm not spending an extra tenner just to hope that it comes a day early. It's like, it's just stupid. It's a point of principle more than anything else. I can get it free delivery in the other two places and cheaper as well. So in the end, if you want to get it in this country and you've not pre-ordered it yet, or even if you have pre-ordered it and you might have got it on Amazon or somewhere where the price isn't as good, the game collection, 40, I'm sure it was 44.85 or something like that, and it was 46 something at Simply Games. So there you are. Shop 2 was 50 blah. So there you go. So I have given you some good places to go and buy it, people. I've given you the cheapest place to go and buy it as well, and kind of confirmed it's Steelbook, because that's what the interwebs is telling me it, people. Cheers. I'm super stoked for it coming. I'm going to be super interested to see just how long I play it for. I mean, to be fair, I did actually... I don't think it's going to be as aggravating. Like, I was loving when Demon's Souls came. I was absolutely loving it. And all the way through to the second boss, and then it was the runbacks that got me. I was like, I can't be doing with it. And apparently that's all a bit better off in Elden Ring. It's not quite, it doesn't quite work the same way with the runbacks and all that. So I think I don't mind a tough boss as long as I can, redo them fairly swiftly without the pain of having to run back and everything. It's the pain of runbacks that really that does your head in with the Bloodborne. Soulsborne games. So yeah, I'm going to be really interested to see how long it takes my interest up for. That said as well, the one I've struggled with the most was Sekiro, and I still gave that a good number of hours worth of gameplay. I managed to get... I've never... I was going to say I managed to get pretty well done with bosses, but I didn't. I never beat one boss in Sekiro. I beat quite a few of the little mini bosses, which I found to be like bosses, but I never actually beat a boss. I only ever tried two that I remember when I was with Aaron Brew trying it out. One of which was the very first one. She was like a butterfly lady, was she, or something? No, might be getting that wrong. She's in, you go down the stairs and she's in this room and she keeps leaping around all the beams and everything. And then at some point, a long time after that, I was with Aaron Brew again and we were trying it out, and I ended up wandering in. I might have been on my own. I can't remember. But I ended up wandering into a field, and a guy on a horse came fucking pelting at me and started charging me and stuff. And I was just running around like an absolute dickhead. Got absolutely hammered. And it wasn't a bad run back to him, I don't think. But I just got fed up. I couldn't work Sekiro. Like a lot of people, I just couldn't get my brain around it. Might be something I come back to in the future, see if I can figure. I always was quite tempted to go back to it to see if my brain could wrap around it a bit more after I Platinum Jedi Fallen Order, because it was a similar kind of stamina thing that they were doing. Like, you've got to be on the attack and you've got to break down their stamina bar and that sort of stuff. So I was wondering maybe after doing that whether I could get my brain into it a bit more, but I don't think Sekiro kind of hit as well as the other Dark Souls type games did, or Bloodborne for that matter, because it kind of did really change what combat meant. However, Elden Ring is back to what those games were. So, whether they ever do one like Sekiro again, we'll wait and see, I guess. But I'm kind of glad that it's gone back to this kind of battle system. Well, that's what it seems to be anyway. But I've got it wrong and I've ordered another Sekiro. I'll be gutted. Never ye mind, eh? What else have we got? Okay, well, we're going to... yes, for those people, we did a little channel updatey bit here, I suppose. I did a poll beginning of last week just to say, last Sunday, I think. And I said, what do you want? I was recording More Grim Dawn on that day. Actually, it might have been Saturday. And I said, which did you guys want me to record as well as a bit of More Grim Dawn? And I said, do you want me to do some Knights of the Old Republic, or do you want me to do more Dragon Age Origins? Now, the poll has come up with at least 63% of people saying Dragon Age Origins. And I had, as it happens, I just had this massive itch to record. I'm going to put my old man glasses on, thank you. I did have this massive itch to play a bit of Knights of the Old Republic anyway. So I thought, right, well, irrelevant of what ends up in the poll. So while the poll was going on, I thought, right, I'll record a couple of episodes of Knights of the Old Republic. and just, see if I like it. So for those people that are looking at the poll and going, oh, he's just ignored what we were asking for, I haven't. I am absolutely going to record more Dragon Age Origins. I just didn't get around to it in the end, and I was waiting for the poll to finish. It just so happens that I recorded 2 parts of Knights of the Old Republic while I was waiting for the poll to sort of build up some counts. So you will be getting more Dragon Age Origins. However, there is a bit of a prerequisite to that, because let's look at the poll, right? So we got who would like to see me let's play Knights of the Old Republic, and I got 52 votes, and 73% of those people said they wanted to see me play it. And then not long after that, I did more Grim Dawn being recorded today. Awesome people. I will also record some of the winner of this poll. Do you want more Dragon Age Origins or Knights of the Old Republic? 45 votes, 60% of which were for Dragon Age Origins. Now, for all those awesome people that voted for Dragon Age Origins, can I just say this, and can I say no more? If it wasn't the last vlog, it was the vlog before, or the podcast before, I did ask very kindly, if you're enjoying a Let's Play, please, 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 I can't say it enough, please like the videos. The minute you stop liking the videos, I'll stop recording them, because if there's no thumbs up on a video, that's my flag to say, right, no one's watching it. I don't mind if the viewing figures are mediocre, as long as there's loads of thumbs ups with them. And I say loads, I don't mean some stupid amount. I just mean, five thumbs up, say, or 4 even. In my little world, that's quite a lot. So just thumbs up the video. Let me know there's a group of people out there that are still enjoying Dragon Age Origins, or any of my videos. Because the minute you stop thumbsing up videos, I just go, oh, well, they're bored of it, and I'll move on to something else. And that's why a lot of my Let's Plays are unfinished on the channel, because I just feel like you guys got fed up with it, and I thought I'll move on to something new and get the interest back up. So if you want more Dragon Age, because if you look at it might have changed since the last time I looked at it, but it was only a day or so ago. The last Dragon Age Origins video I put up has got no likes on it. So there is nothing telling me that you want more Dragon Age Origins if you don't like the video. So please, please like the videos if you are watching them and enjoying them and want me to do more. Please just hit that thumbs up button, people. That's all I need from you. Just a thumbs up. It's just a little thumbs up. You know what I mean? It's so much work. I mean, I enjoy it, but it's so much work, and it's just you just have to do that. Or that. Well, that with your nose. Just hit the thumbs up. Do it, people. You know you want to. You know what I mean? You know you want to. Just do it, and you'll get loads more. I'll play it 3 times over if you keep liking it. No, maybe not. Don't hold me to that. So there you are. So there will be more coming. I just wanted to say that for those people that thought I'd ignored the poll. I had not. It just so happens that I had recorded a couple of parts of it while the poll was building up. As it happens, I am going to talk a little bit about Knights of the Old Republic, because it's not the game I thought it was going to be. That Knights of the Old Republic playthrough that I'm doing, anyone that's watched it, I have never played that game before. It's my very first time playing the game. Now, I've got to say, I'm super impressed with how good it looks, considering the age of it. That's an original Xbox game. And it just happens to be on the back compat program. Of course, the back compat program is making it look pretty sweet anyway, but not, it's not like it's remastered or anything. It's just making it play at a nice smooth 60. And I mean, to be fair, the Xbox and the PS2 did do 60 FPS. It was only when we moved to PS3 and Xbox 360 that the graphical fidelity was so high they couldn't do 60 FPS anymore, or chose not to. So, but it does play super smooth. And it's really, you feel immediately like you're in the Star Wars universe. It does take a little bit of getting used to battle system wise and stuff, but it's one of those RPG moments. Once you get in the groove of it, you'll start having fun with it. I did find it a little bit. Right, here's what I wasn't expecting. I wasn't expecting it to be as slow paced as it is. Right, I was expecting it to be like full on battle after battle, sort of running around chopping stuff up, but it's not like that at all. If anything, it is kind of like Dragon Age Origins, but even more slow. So far, anyway. Because Dragon Age Origins can have big epic sections where you just fight an enemy after enemy, you're going through, At the moment, I've yet to find an area like that. just about everything I've been doing is all conversational. It's all helping people and wondering about this planet that we're on and this city that we're in. And I was expecting it to be a lot faster paced than it is. So I hope that the episodes I've recorded have still been interesting to watch for those people that have been wanting to watch them. And also, in the second part, after doing that whole first section, and then we get to where we're meant to be going, and it says you're not allowed to come in here because of this, that, or you haven't got a pass or you haven't got this suit. And I was like, well, yeah, but I had the fight where you were meant to get the suit to get through the area, so you put the suit on and they think you're a guard sort of thing. But it didn't drop. I was looking around the room. I mean, maybe I should watch it back, but I was looking around the 2 dead bodies that were on the floor, and I could not pick a suit up. And so at the end of the second part, just before I finished things off, I had actually finished the video, and then I decided to Google it, and then it said you definitely get a suit when those guys drop. So I went all the way back to, well, in fact, I ended at the back at the apartment of that section and ran it again. And then when I got back to the room where I'd fought those 2 guys, there was an item sitting on the floor which was not there before. So, and then I picked that up, gave us the suit, and now we can go straight back to, and the end of that part, although it was a little bit spliced, the end of that part was me getting to the next section, which was the lower city. So I'm wondering, I'm now curious to see what goes on in the lower city, and things might start building up from there now that we can get some pace to it. But there was there was other things you could do, but there was only one thing that you needed to get to the next section, and it was that suit. So you had to go everywhere and speak to everyone in order to stumble across that thing. And I think it may well be that kind of RPG. I mean, anyone else that's played it can tell me, if it's that RPG, that type of RPG, that's fine, But I was just taken aback by how slow-paced it was. It might speed up, but I think from what Aaron Brew's telling me, it is quite a slow-paced RPG, and that's exactly, it is an RPG, not an action game. But anyway, we'll see how we go. I mean, I am getting the battle system down a little bit, but I've just had enough battles really to get stuck into it. I'm still trying to figure out how all the moves and stuff work that you get. And we've really got nothing. We've had nothing to do with leveling up weapons or anything yet because I've not got any components to do any of that stuff with. But anyway, I did enjoy the first couple of parts. So the second part was a bit frustrating because it was like, oh, well, I'm supposed to have this suit, So anyway, we got there in the end, people. We got there in the end. Well, I have a note here to go through the polls, people. Go through the polls. So we just did 2 of them there. So that I've put this poll up tonight about. Well, I put before I started recording this, and here's proof, people. Here's proof. I'm going to say it now, and I'll even tell you who's voted. So this is proof that I put the poll up before I recorded this video. Ooh, that's so good. So the poll I put up tonight was recording a Flaggers Up Friday podcast shortly. Awesome, people. In prep, let me know what initially drew you to and made you sub the channel. If it's a Let's Play or live stream, tell me what game in the comments. Meaning, if that's the selection you make, add an additional comment. So far, I've only just put it up, but so far we've had 4 votes, and we've got 75% on Let's Play and 25% on Vlog Podcast, and none for live stream. So it'll be interesting to see as that grows as to, in fact, there's a comment there as well from LLC Cool C Plays, because that's how you say his name. It was a Dragon's Dogma one when the remastered came out. Watched a snippet of video, then you kept popping up on recommended, then I just gave in. So basically I beat him down, people, with, he couldn't help but sub me because it wouldn't stop pestering him until he did. So there you go. So it was Dragon's Dogma for LLC Cool C Players. I'm going to thumbs that up right now, and I shall reply to you later, my friend. Shout outs to you. Who's LLC Cool C Plays has been one of my awesome subs and followers on the channel for a really long time now. And I've got many people like him who have been following me and stayed faithful. It's fantastic. I can't believe there's so many of you like that out there. It's superb. Tip my hat to you, sir. Yes, I do. And all the others out there. So we did the More Grim Dawn being recorded. What do you want? Dragon Age Origins or Knights of the Old Republic was 60% for Dragon Age Origins and 40% for Knights of the Old Republic. So that was 45 votes. So it was pretty evenly split. It was starting to balance itself out. Who would like to see me play? Let's Play Knights of the Old Republic was a hell yeah at 73%. Sure okay at 15%. No thanks, dude, way too old at 12%. That was out of 52 votes. The last Flaggers Up Friday podcast incoming message I put up was, which of the Star Wars games were you more excited about that Respawn are making? Because they're remaking 3 Star Wars games. Sorry, they're making 3. I think I said remaking there. They're making 3 Star Wars games. So they've got Jedi Fallen Order 2, a first-person story game, and an XCOM-style strategy game. Jedi Fallen Order 2's got 52%, first-person story game, 34%, and XCOM-style strategy game, 14%. That was out of 44 votes. Hey there, awesome people. I need to decide whether to get Elden Ring Day 1 and pre-order it. Do you want to see me play it on the channel? 52 votes, a whopping 52 votes. I mean, these are big numbers for my little channel, people. These are big numbers. I know, PewDiePie will think that he's going to shut his channel down if he gets that many. But for me, that was awesome. 52 votes. We've got Oh Hell Yeah, Get It Ordered at 81% and Nah, Not Fussed at 19%. So, that decision was made today, people. It is on its way. It's getting ordered. How many episodes I do, will depend on how well I do, I suppose. I've spoken about this before. When it comes to Dark Souls type games or Bloodborne type games or Darkborn Souls, it's not that I don't like recording them. It's more that it takes a long time to record them because. And the runbacks might not be an issue in this game, but in the other games, when you die, you've got to go back to where you were, then you run back and you die again, you've got to go back to where you were, and you guys don't want to see those runbacks over and over again. So whenever I record an episode of those, if I hit a boss, which can be often, then I have to do a lot of editing in those videos to then post it up and, make it interesting to watch. So when I have done them, it's like you see the first run to the boss, and then after that, I've lopped all the run-throughs out, and you just keep going back to the boss fight until I finally do it. So they're just a lot more work to do, and because it's not my full-time job, it's whether or not I've got the time to spend on it. When I can be posting up something that everyone enjoys, that I can just freely record. Anyone that watches my channel knows I try and, with all of my Let's Plays, I try and just let you see what happened when I was playing it. It's very rare that I splice a video, a lot bits out. I'll always let you see it as it was when I was playing it. It keeps it fun for me, keeps it fresh to you because you've not lost anything. I really, hate's a horrible word. I hate using it. But I dislike, not dislike, it frustrates me when I see any type of video with anyone doing commentary or vlogging into the camera, and it is spliced literally. Certainly with vlog stuff, every 3 or 4 seconds after they've said one sentence, it's like, you can just see it splicing constantly. It fucking hurts my eyes. Stop it. Just relax and talk. You can lose your train of thought. I think a lot of people kind of panic when they're talking at the camera. But the amount of really big YouTubers that do that with every single vlog that they do, and they've got way more followers than I'll ever have, but that just frustrates the hell out of me. I genuinely turn them off. I don't, even though I'm interested in what they had to say, I'll get a few minutes into the video and I'm like, I can't do it. I put it away. It just annoys the hell out of me. It really frustrates me. It just keeps splicing. It's not a natural course of thoughts. And it just winds me up the wrong way. It really does. But, they're all doing super well. And, well, so am I in my little way. But, what do I know, people? They've got way more followers than I have. Anyway, I'm sure I was on a thought process with that, but yeah. So where were we? Yes, Elden Ring. So yeah. So I am looking forward to recording it and doing it. It's just how long, how painful it becomes in that kind of way when I have to edit it a lot in order to give you a decent video that you want to watch. I mean, I can record for a game like that for 2 hours and you only get to see 40 minutes of it, depending on how much I have to lop out from runbacks and stuff. What else do we have? Microsoft buying Activision Blizzard for $70 billion. How's your feels? Holy crap, super excited at 65%. Holy crap, super bummed at 11%. Holy wait, not bothered, 23%. That was 81 votes on that one, people. That was a massive amount of votes on that. Nice. That was a post without a vote. And, well, that was the Christmas one. Christmas vlog. I mean, we can go back a little bit, I suppose. Christmas vlog incoming. You amazing people in preparation. What is your game of the year? We got It Takes Two at 11%. Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart at 17%. Resident Evil Village at 13%, Halo Infinite at 23%, and other, add to comments, at 36%. So most people had a game of the year that was not of the ones that I specified. We had a mix of all sorts of things. I think got someone mentioning Formula 1 2021. For me, it was devoid of anything worth talking about. 12 minutes, sorry. He says 12 minutes was a big one. Metroid Dread, hands down. Halo Infinite is an extremely close second. Phoenix Rising, Ghost Director's Cut. I suppose Immortals Phoenix Rising might have been the year before. But Ghost Director's Cut, I guess, would be acceptable. Resident Evil Village. Resident Evil Village for me, although I haven't played Ratchet or Halo. So there you go. So that was the comments that came back with it. There was 53 votes on that one. What else did we have? Oh, A50 Unboxing Christmas channel. Who's playing Grim Dawn? All right, I asked who was playing Grim Dawn when I started playing it. That's how long I've been playing Grim Dawn, since before Christmas. Oh hell yeah, loving it at 28%. Getting it for Christmas at 8%. Looks good. I'll get it sometime at 44%. I expected that to be the highest answer, and not for me, thanks, at 20%. That was 25 votes. And I think we're probably as far back as we want to go there, I think. But some interesting stuff. I love coming back to you guys with the results of these polls, because they can take quite a while to build up you sort of look at them one day and you think, oh, that's not very popular, and you look at it the next day and there's got a gazillion votes on it. Gazillion is a little bit of poetic license, but you know what I mean. So there you are. There you are, folks. So we've gone through the polls. What else? What have we got next? All right, here's the big one. Although it is a big one, but I'm probably not going to talk about it for too long, because we don't know much of the ins and outs of what's going on, but it can't have been in retaliation to Xbox buying Activision Blizzard, because these things take a lot of time to set up, and it's happened almost immediately afterwards. However, it could have been a reflex reaction to Microsoft buying Bethesda, without any shadow of a doubt. So, but it's interesting, and it's a weird one as well, because Bungie, who PlayStation have now bought, so Bungie is now a PlayStation studio, it has been soaked really in Microsoft Xbox in its history through making all the Halo games. Halo 1, 2, 3 and Reach, and the other one that's kind of the cop investigation one that I'm forgetting what it is now. And it's I can't remember the name of that. Oh, it'll come back to me. I think it was I don't think you could buy it on disc either. I think it was like something you just downloaded. But it's part of the collection, I think, when you install the collection. But a company like that, if they were remotely interested in selling, you would have thought that it would have been Microsoft they would have gone to. However, it wasn't. Somehow, Sony have managed to get their hands on that. I'm going to take my old man glasses off for a little bit. If I don't, when I do finally take them off, and I'm already feeling it, like you take your reading glasses off and suddenly the whole world is fuzzy for about an hour. So, The question is, was this a move by Sony because of what Microsoft were doing, or was it a move by Sony or PlayStation? But we'll say Sony. Just because there was something that they needed and wanted. And it does sound very much like there is something they needed and wanted that they didn't have, which is one of these online games like Destiny or Fortnite or something that is, you know, just continuously added to and online and keep people engaged all of the time. And they don't have really something like that is their own. They do have things from other companies, but not really a studio that does those sort of things on a big scale for them. And I think what they've bought into there is clearly the ability to do that and have it within their own house. And because what's even more odd is that they have already come out and said that it won't be that like they won't make exclusive games. Bungie will still be making games for all platforms. So they haven't. But I mean, this was what I think it was 7 billion or something. It was still a big amount of money. PlayStation Buy Bungie. I didn't actually write it down, but I think it was about 7 billion or something like that. So, you know, doesn't it sound it's ridiculous, right? It sounds like small pennies compared to the 70 billion that 70 billion that Microsoft spent. When you say 7 billion, it's like, oh, well, that was just a little one, wasn't it? But 7 billion, it's still a ridiculous amount of money. It's still Bethesda money, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic purchase, but it's just odd that they're not going to keep it exclusive. But there is massive rumours going on at the minute that they are, well, they seem to be doing a Game Pass thing of their own. We're not sure what's going to become of that yet and what's going to be in it and what have you. There's a huge amount of back compat stuff being rumoured as well to go along with that. So it could all be hand in hand with them wanting to offer a similar thing that Microsoft are doing. Because look, I love both consoles. Anyone that follows my channel knows this. By the way, I ordered Elden Ring on the PlayStation 5 and not the Xbox Series X. I'm still a little bit annoyed that we're still getting Xbox Series X games on disc that don't have that version on the disc. It's got because of the crossplay thing that they're doing from last gen to this gen, it's got the shit version on the disc and then it downloads the upgrade, whereas when you get it with PlayStation, you get the PlayStation 5 version is the PlayStation 5 version on the disc. So until Microsoft sort that out, I'm not going to be buying big games like that on the Series X. Also, when I looked at the Digital Foundry did a comparison on how both consoles played the game, how smooth they were, and it was much smoother on the PS5 in the demo version they had at the time. It could have been changed now. So all of that pointed to me going, yeah. And plus, I've been in so much. I mean, I love my Series X, people. Don't get me wrong. I adore it. It's my go-to console at the moment. But in this particular case, I felt like it was time to give some love to the PS5. And I have this bee in my bonnet about if I'm buying a physical game, it will be on the PS5 until Microsoft sort out giving me a disc that's got the fucking X version on it and not some downloadable code that comes with the shit version. Like I want it on me disc, people. That's the reason I still buy physical copies. So anyway, I've lost train of thought now that I've dived back to that. Where on earth were we, eh? PlayStation Bungie, yeah. So this hat's hurting me today, people. I think it's a bit too tight. Ooh, there was a peek behind the peek behind the curtain, eh? That'll be the reason I wear hats. Yeah, so you've lost my train of thought, but no exclusives is a big one. Like, you know, why would you spend $7 billion and not be giving out exclusives? Well, I guess the easy answer to that is you get more bang for your buck if you're selling it to multiple platforms. However, I'm not convinced that Sony necessarily need the Microsoft console sales for those games. However, they are getting very serious about sticking their games on PC. They've realized finally just how important it is to have it on PC because there's so many PCs out there and people will buy it if you make a PC version. So exclusivity in itself is becoming a non-thing anyway because PC people are getting the games eventually, if not at launch. And Microsoft are well into that now. All of their games are going to come at PC. So the world is shifting, people, and it's becoming less about who's got what exclusive in some areas. It's getting very grey, and for me, I'm confused as to why they wouldn't have something that's exclusive. Like, they've come right out and said, no, everything we're going to make is going to be cross-platform, and it's like, well, it's a bold statement to make, because surely that's not Bungie's decision anyway. It will be PlayStation's decision as to whether or not they suddenly decide they want to make a game exclusive. Or maybe they'll say, right, this Bungie game's coming out, but it's not coming out for, it will come out on other platforms in a year's time. That's the sort of stuff I think we might get. Timed exclusivity. So, like, it'll come to your console, but you won't get it day one. Or certainly with Microsoft, it's on Game Pass day one. You don't have to fork out 70 quid, or whatever it is. So it's going to be very interesting to see what they do. And interestingly, just to tie over to another point, I've got a few articles we'll read through in a minute, but it also came out that this was this morning, I think, when I woke up, that, let me find the right point here. Yeah, no exclusives. Yeah, Microsoft confirm Activision Blizzard titles will come to PlayStation beyond the current agreements. And that came out, I'm going to read the article to you, because just so you know that it seems to be a valid thing. Because these are comments made by someone in Activision, I believe. We'll find out in a second. Let's go to the article and we'll find out, people. This article is coming from IGN, so props up to them. Although their article in itself, is that going to start playing a video? Better not. Oh, I hate that. When you go onto something, it starts popping up with bloody videos all over it. Microsoft has confirmed that Call of Duty and other popular Activision titles will not just be released on PlayStation to honour existing contracts, but beyond the existing agreement and into the future. In a piece published to explain how the company will adapt to gain regulatory approval for its Activision Blizzard takeover, President Brad Smith addressed concerns that popular games would no longer be available on competing consoles. Now, that's an interesting point, because it sounds almost like they're saying this because they have to get the deal pushed through. Remember, they've not bought it yet. They're in the process of buying it, and it has to get approved by the regulatory committees. So that statement in itself sounds like they're doing this because they need to get approval, and the only way to get approval is by proving to them they're not monopolizing and cutting people off from big games. So, to be clear, Microsoft will continue to make Call of Duty and popular Activision Blizzard titles available on PlayStation through the term of any existing agreement with Activision. And we have committed to Sony that we will also make them available on PlayStation beyond the existing agreement and into the future, so that Sony fans can continue to enjoy the games they love. Previous reports have indicated that the next 3 Call of Duty games would come to PlayStation, but not indicated what's beyond that. Smith added that Microsoft would be looking to assure the same for Activision Blizzard games on Nintendo consoles. We are also interested in taking similar steps to support Nintendo's successful platform. We believe this is the right thing for the industry, for gamers, and for our business. There are caveats here, of course. Smith does not commit to all traditionally multi-format Activision Blizzard games coming to PlayStation and Nintendo, nor does he commit to this agreement existing in perpetuity. There's a word. This is to say, nothing of brand new games developed with Activision Blizzard after a takeover takes place. Smith's post also announced changes and commitments for the Microsoft Store in line with showing regulators that the company is encouraging rather than stifling competition in the gaming tech space. Smith points to access, fairness, and openness in Microsoft's App Store plans, including allowing developers to use their own payment system rather than Microsoft's own. Too much friction exists today between creators and gamers. App Store policies and practices on mobile devices restrict what and how creators can offer games and what and how gamers can play them, Smith wrote. Our large investment to acquire Activision Blizzard further strengthens our resolve to remove this friction on behalf of creators and gamers alike. We want to be able to we want to enable world-class content to reach every gamer more easily across every platform. While FTC and Justice Department investigations will take place for some time before the Activision Blizzard takeover is complete, legal experts and Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella seemingly don't see the deal being blocked. So there you are. So, I mean, there's a lot to take in there, but it doesn't matter how you kind of read these things. There is still wiggle room for... But is it, though? Is it really going to be the case that every game that they release on either side, be it the Blizzard Activision Blizzard one, or whether it be the Bungie one, is it going to be always on every platform, or are there going to be some games that are only on that platform? Exclusivity may be timed, that sort of stuff. So I don't see it being, oh yeah, we're just going to release the games and go on everything day one, everything's fine. They will, of course, in the agreement time span, of course they will, but outside of the agreements, I think there'll definitely be a bonus to an Activision Blizzard game being on Microsoft rather than you playing it on a PlayStation, and vice versa when it comes to Bungie. So, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this goes. But I am actually quite pleased that it is going to be on, a lot of stuff is going to be on all the consoles. And I am pleased that Microsoft and PlayStation seem to be talking to each other. Big Phil seems to be talking to Sony and vice versa. I always forget the other guy's name. So, I mean, that's probably because PlayStation have gone through about 3 people since Phil's been in charge. So, in fact, it is 3 people. I think it is 3 people. So yeah, it is super exciting, really, because I'm kind of glad for gamers in general, because I think if all that's going to happen is they're going to just buy up all of the companies and all of the games and just make them console exclusive, then there's nothing but having both consoles, which I have, so I don't really care much. But I do care, because I care about the gamers, but it doesn't affect me, is what I mean. So, but I do care about other gamers, and that's why I'm super pleased about these sort of comments, because it means that it's not a complete cut-off. At the very least, you'll be getting a form of product at some point from these companies to go onto your console. So we'll see. It's just going to be time that decides exactly what's going to happen, people. And of course, they say what they like to get it through the awarding body, and then suddenly change their mind later. Which, for me, there's no doubt. I think that'll happen. It seems to be getting very friendly between Microsoft and PlayStation now. That's not to say that the next person that takes over PlayStation decides to, or the next head decides to do the same thing, or vice versa. The next guy to take over. I hope Phil doesn't go anywhere for a while yet. He has been there for 10 years now. He's been there a long time. So I get worried that Phil's going to bob off. Not die. I mean, just bob off and do something else. Or retire, or something. But he's been so good for Xbox. He's the best thing that happened since Xbox, since the original Xbox, in my opinion. Well, the 360 was big and popular, but he's just such a great character to have leading your product. And he was the guy that turned it all around. He's the guy that brought Game Pass into the world. Without Phil Spencer, there would be no Game Pass. That's the sort of guy that, there'd be no back compat. There'd be none of this stuff. We wouldn't have Xbox with the most powerful console. All of this stuff happened because of Phil Spencer. So, yeah, I hope he doesn't go anywhere for a long time. I mean, you could argue the same about... I know Sony have had multiple sort of heads of PlayStation, or whatever their title is now. But Mark Cerny, who has his own little role, is the guy that designed the PlayStation 4 and the architectures and how things were going to work. And he's still involved in, allegedly at the moment, trying to sort out a patent and a way of doing backward compatibility. He's still the guy that was invested in PlayStation 5. So he's sort of a stalwart of what the PlayStation 5 has been, what PlayStation's become as well. So they have a person like that is a driving force of what the product is. But just as a general all-round driving force, Phil Spencer, and a public-facing gamer, he's a gamer himself. That's why it works with Phil Spencer. Anyway, it's fantastic. So anyway, it's going to be interesting times ahead, people. It really is. We'll move on to the last couple of topics there. It Takes Two sells 5 million copies. There's a little indie game for you people that has sold 5 million copies. So if you ever thought about maybe it's I do believe that game, in all intents and purposes, was made by one or two people. I think others got involved later on, but it was basically a game made by just this little tiny studio of one. I think it might have been one guy who then might have had someone else help him later or something like that. That's an incredible feat, and it won game of the year all over the place. Originality, dual gameplay, family orientated, all of the good stuff, people. That just is going to sell a lot of things if you do it right. It's going to get a lot of copies out the door. So it's just brilliant to see games like that come out of indie, because a lot of people turn their noses up at indie. There's a prime example of why you should never do that. Absolutely terrific. Resi, I've never played the game, by the way, and I think I may well at some. I need to find someone who wants to play it with me right now. But it's not the sort of thing I would go for. But I feel like I need to try it just so I can give comment on it, because it's done so well. And finally, Resident Evil 4 Remake is focusing more on horror than the original did. So this is interesting, right? And again, it's an article we can go to here. Just wait till I open it up, people. Please hold, caller. I'll be right with you. New details have emerged from the long-rumoured Resident Evil 4 remake, including the potential direction the yet-to-be-announced game may take. This is once again coming from the IGN news machine, people. Props to them. In a new report by Fanbyte, sources claim that Capcom is not looking to make a strict scene-by-scene remake of one of the most popular installments in the Resident Evil series. The outlet reports that several scenes in the game will change dramatically from the original, with a decent portion of the game reportedly taking place at night, which may include the early scene where Leon fights off hordes of infected in a village. Now, this is great, right? Because Resident Evil 4, which is an outstanding game, outside of the fact you can't walk and shoot, I would take the game now. All they have to do is add walk and shoot, and the game's perfect the way it is. Anyway, a fantastic game, but far too much of it is in daylight. Like, for a horror game, you want to be down dirty in the nighttime, don't you? Really, for most of it, and that was the problem with one of the big problems with 5 as well. Although 5 was quite popular, it got even more action orientated, and it was all set in the daytime in Africa. Well, not probably in Africa, but it needed to be at night. It needed to be in darker places and scarier. So I like the fact that that's being talked about, that it's going to be in darker environments, and they're going more for the horror than they are for the action, because I think we'll see a real vibe change in it, which will be fantastic. While Resident Evil 4 is known for taking a more action-focused approach with less emphasis on horror, Fanbyte sources claim that the project will take a scarier approach, with the 3 early builds of Resident Evil 4 serving as inspiration for the rumoured remake. The prototypes were more supernatural and horror-tinged than the final game. The report notes that Resident Evil 4 Remake will also give side characters bigger roles and more screen time. More interestingly, Fanbyte's report mentions that Ada Wong's content would also be expanded in the form of combining assignment, Ada and Separate Ways into one package, and serves as a better companion piece to the main story. Fanbyte also elaborates on earlier leaks that showed a redesign of Albert Wesker, which some speculated would be his design should Resident Evil 4 Remake come to exist. The outlet noted that the redesign was actually for a seemingly cancelled Resident Evil project. While fans of Resident Evil 4 have long waited for Capcom to announce the game would get the remake treatment, Resident Evil 4 did receive a remake of sorts last year in the form of Resident Evil 4 VR for the MetaQuest 2, while the game is more a Resident Evil 4 but with VR. Developer Armature Studios rebuilt the game from the ground up to accommodate for virtual reality. Oh, right, okay, so it wasn't quite. As mentioned previously, Resident Evil 4 Remake has not officially been announced through Fanbyte, though Fanbyte claims that Capcom is hoping to announce the project early 2022. I thought is that true? I thought they had said that it was being made. That's been officially, well, it's officially known they're remaking Resident Evil 4. I'm sure it is. So there you go. But interesting and exciting, because I think that was one of the issues with Resident Evil 4. It was a bit more, it wasn't like sun shining and stuff, but it was far more in the daytime. And it does take away from that spooky jump type of stuff, especially when you're giving the character all that action stuff. Because remember, Resi 4 was the first over-the-shoulder third-person shoot-'em-up. Everything else before that was, like Resi 1 and 2 were all walking around mansions and looking down on characters and moving them really awkwardly, and really fighting was kind of a side thing in those. It was more about the puzzles and stuff, because you couldn't really do much with the shooting, and apart from just, move the character and then fire a gun, and, there was no positioning yourself and aiming and all that sort of stuff. You could just literally lift the gun up and shoot in the right direction was all you could do. Well, there you go, folks. That's all I have for you. I hope that was of interest to somebody out there. How long have I been talking for, people? I think we've been going about 50 minutes or something, have we? What time is it? I can't see again. Take my glasses off. It's about 50 minutes, I think. Or thereabouts. I did look at the clock before I started, and it just did seem to, I think I said at the beginning of the video it was 5 o'clock, didn't I? I think that's pretty honest. It's about 5:02 now, 53 I think we were on, people. So there you are. I'm glad I did that tonight. I wasn't sure. Through the day I was kind of like, I've got a few things to talk about, but I'm not sure if I'm in the zone for Flaggers Up Friday and blah, blah, blah. And then I just wanted to chat about the channel a little bit and the poll and, all sorts. So that was good. It was good. Let me know, people. Let me know in the comments below, people. Because you love to. And you know that I always answer you back. Unless you're a bellend, in which case I won't. So don't be a bellend, and I'll answer you back. Let me know in the comments below about any of the things I've been talking about. Let me know, people. Let me know your opinions. And I shall respond to you in like. That was brilliant. Really enjoyed that. I think I may. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have another one of these. Flagging's up to you all once again. I'm going to have another one of those while I edit this video together. And by the time I've told you that, you'll have seen it, because you'll be at the end of the video listening to me say it. It's funny how time works like that, isn't it? So there you are, folks. There's so much going on in the gaming. Do you know what I find? What I'm finding quite funny at the moment is there seems to be a huge amount going on, but there doesn't seem to be a huge amount of games that I have to have day one. And, I remember with the PS 360, PS3, PS4, there was always like, oh, this is coming, or oh, that's coming, or, there was always something coming that I was interested in. And we seem to have gone through a bit of a space of time where there's lots of things there is lots coming out, but it's not really AAA stuff that I would get super stoked about. And it's a lot of the stuff I've been playing has been stuff that has been backward compatible, stuff, or certainly for the channel. I think the only thing that I've bought in recent times, the only things I've bought in recent times were Alan Wake Remake, which I've only played the opener of and I haven't got back to it yet off camera, and Guardians of the Galaxy, which I have completed, and I had fun with it. But would I play it again? Probably not. It was a good fun one-off playthrough. I had a good time with it. That's the two big ones. Outside of that, the one that's been the best money I've spent has been Grim Dawn Definitive Edition for the Xbox Series X, which we're still playing, people. We're on part 70. I've uploaded up to part 71, I think, and part 72 is yet to be uploaded. I can't remember now. Part 70 is definitely ready. That's coming to you tomorrow or Sunday. Yeah, tomorrow, I think. And part 71 is recorded. I just can't remember whether that's the bit I was uploading for Sunday and I haven't got around to it yet. So you've got 71 parts, and that's probably... Some of the episodes have been over an hour, so I think we're probably around 80 to 85 hours on that game now. And it's just superb. And we're into the DLC now. But, I mean, I have more than got my money's worth for the 40 quid or whatever it was I spent on it. Absolutely superb, people. And I think it were... I might get this wrong, but I'm pretty sure it was Timsky that got me onto that game, because I never even knew it was coming, hadn't even heard of it. So bravo to that man for telling me about it. And if it wasn't him, then whoever it was, I'm sure it was Timsky that told me about it. So It's been absolutely fantastic. And I'm really looking forward. I'm on the last DLC now. So once we see this DLC through, that'll probably be that playthrough over. But there's still loads of it to do. I can see me doing another 10 hours at least, minimum. And then it's a question of what do we do after that? Obviously, I want it done for Elden Ring coming. So the next week and a bit is going to be me trying to pummel through Grim Dawn so that I can get that finished for you guys and we can all see it through together. It's one of those games where it doesn't. I mean, I'm sure it does eventually run out of content, but it's one of those games where I think by the time I see the main story quest through for the DLC, I'll probably be ready to put the control down for a while, even though there's still side quests and stuff to do. I'm not going to grind it out on camera just to say I got to level 100 or something. I don't think you guys want to see me do that, really. So if we can get to the end of the DLC campaign, and that's with me, I'm not rushing it, that's with me searching around every corner of every area. So I'm not rushing it, I'm just, searching everywhere, doing the story, doing whatever I pick up on the way. I'm just not going out my way to pick up extra quest type stuff. And we'll try and get that through, seen out and done for Elden Ring coming on the 25th. And then it'll be a decision as to playing some Elden Ring, and I'll definitely want to play something alongside that because that's going to be heavy, people. It's going to be good, it's going to be fun, it's going to be challenging, and it's going to be, I need to put that down for a while and play something else. One of them, people, one of them. Anyway, that is it, people. That's all I have for you. If I ramble on any longer, it'll be for no reason whatsoever, and I'll just bore you to death. It has been an honour and a privilege serving for you in this podcast of mine today, and I shall catch you in the next one, folks. Take it easy. Bye.